What's up, everyone? Claudia Pagan here. Today we're talking to Michael Gamble from Loudoun United. We've got some questions submitted by players from Loudoun Soccer on top of some questions submitted by Loudoun United fans. So let's jump into it. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How's quarantine treating you? What have you been up to?
A lot, not a lot. I don't know. Just trying to do things to pass the time, really. I mean, that's all we can do, right?
Right, that's exactly how it is. Well, a little way to pass the time. We've got a nice little Q&A for you.
Yeah.
So, some questions related to soccer, and then other things. So, the first question that I've got for you is, how did you get to Loudoun United?
How did I get to Loudoun United? So it's actually through our Coach Ryan Martin. I actually worked with him at Wake Forest. I went to college at Wake Forest, and he was the assistant coach there. I've actually known Ryan since I was 16, 17 years old. He was the one who recruited me to Wake Forest, actually. And so it was kind of one of those things that, we kind of came together to meet just to catch up. And, the talking started going towards Loudon. And that's kind of how it all ended up coming together.
So the next question, we're going to go into that because you went to Wake Forest. So the next question is, what was your experience like as a collegiate athlete?
It was awesome. I mean, it's definitely something I took for granted. Obviously, I wish, I could have, knowing what I know now, I would have taken a lot more from it, but it was awesome. I mean, I was around a good team. I was at a good school, great coaching staff, and it was a really, really good experience. I miss it for sure.
Yeah. So the next question is, how old were you when you first started playing? So you're at Loudoun, you were at Wake Forest before, but what was the journey to get to there?
I started playing soccer when I was 4 years old. I think it was kind of after I watched the World Cup. I think it was in 1998. The World Cup was on that year, and I remember just having it on TV. And then all of a sudden, I just found things in the house to start kicking around, kicking it through doorways. That was my goal. So, and then it was just it just built from there. You kind of grow up doing a lot of different sports, but going into high school, 15 years old, I really just focused on soccer. And, that's kind of been my passion my entire life. But at that moment is when I kind of just completely dedicated myself to trying to be a Division I soccer player, professional soccer player. So, yeah.
What other sports did you play growing up?
I really liked playing basketball. Basketball was the only other sport that I played in a travel league as well. But I did play lacrosse for my school. That one wasn't too fun. They just kind of whack you in the legs, and that would always kind of hurt when I was playing soccer. I just have a whole bunch of bruises on my legs.
So I don't know if you had said this before. Why soccer over basketball or lacrosse? I mean, lacrosse, you said everyone's whacking each other. So why soccer over basketball?
I definitely just had more of like a connection with it. I come from a Spanish background, and I know for sure through that kind of line of family, they were all in love with soccer, and from that, and just me, just like whatever sport I was doing, whichever one, soccer was the one that I really liked doing the most, and for sure, I mean, honestly, I was probably better at that one too. That probably had a little bit to do with it, but yeah, those are probably why.
So you're a forward, correct?
Yeah.
So have you always been a forward, or did you start in another position? Because I know when I had started playing, I was a midfielder, and by the time that I stopped at like 18, I had somehow transitioned into the defense.
Oh, that was, I mean, no offense to defenders out there. That was my worst nightmare. I was like, please do not put me back there. I just like scoring goals. And so just keep me up top. And as long as I kept goals, they kept me up there. So luckily, I've been a forward for most of my life. I've played in the midfield too, but it's mostly just been attacking. So that's what I like doing most.
Great. So the next question that we've got is, what is it like playing as a professional athlete?
Um, it's a lot of work. And I think, there's both sides to it. So obviously, fun. I think, you just get to soccer all day. But it's definitely a lifestyle. You have to make a lot of commitments and sacrifices that, other people might not have to make, and you might have to miss out on some things. But at the same time, you get to experience some things that others don't get to. And It's kind of beautiful in that sense. But for sure, it's definitely whirlwind. I mean, it's the season's long. I mean, you're playing week in, week out, but and you're traveling a lot, so you kind of miss friends, family, events. But at the same, if you love it, it's all. Again.
The next question that we've got is what separates an amateur player from a professional player?
I think what separates an amateur player from a professional player is just the different commitment levels. Like I said earlier, being a professional player is almost like a lifestyle. You have to worry about and focus on eating, sleeping, hydrating, just taking care of your body, gym work, field work. And, as an amateur player, it's kind of you just go out there and have fun, which is great. And that's what you do as a professional as well. But there's kind of a different mentality and kind of that separates the two. So that's, what I think.
No, the next question is what is your favorite game? What's your favorite game that you've played in as a pro?
As a pro, oh, wow, that's a tough one, huh? Favorite gaming that I played in as a pro, that put me on the spot. I would have to say it was in college. It was my senior year, Wake Forest versus North Carolina. And it was like the most amount of fans that we've had in a while. I can't remember how many, but we ended up winning the game 1-0. And I just remember that game specifically because there was just a lot, like tons of fans there. And I think it set like an attendance record or something like that.
That's amazing. There's nothing, I absolutely love college sports. So when it comes to college soccer, like I went to University of Maryland. So yeah, college soccer. I love it. I love it. So I definitely know, what you're saying about that environment.
Right.
So next question I've got is how much do you practice during the season and how has practice been affected by the pandemic?
Yeah, so I mean, during the season, it depends on the day, it depends on the game. Definitely, we train every single day. Maybe have an off day after the game, but it's usually 1 to 2 hour training session. Sometimes we have a gym session right after that. Right now, it's been a little bit different just because of everything going on. The coaches are trying their hardest. They're sending out packets and fitness for us to do, which has been great. Some days like today, we have like an online virtual session where all the guys get on to this new, well, I guess it's not new, the Zoom app. It's new to me. And we all just kind of do fitness on that or a gym session. We're trying our best right now to like stay, kind of team bonding type stuff. But yeah, it's more or less like we try and follow almost like an off season type packet. But it's been good so far, at least I think.
So the next question I've got kind of goes into that is how important is team chemistry and inability to perform on the field? So, I mean, even during this crazy time that's going on, it's still important to have chemistry. So how important is that?
I mean, it's one of the most important things. I mean, to have a successful team, I don't think I've ever heard of a successful team that didn't like each other. And so for me, it's one of the most important qualities in a team. Obviously all the guys having a good connection, not having too many cliques on the team, guys being able to sit at any table with any person. And, I think, we haven't had a chance to be with each other for too long, but you could definitely see that we're all always sitting at the same table. You're always talking to a different player. And so it's definitely been tough lately because, we're kind of separated, but the kind of Zoom sessions that we've been doing have been keeping that kind of interactive, just kind of staying in touch with everybody, seeing how everybody's doing and dealing with this.
What are you most looking forward to once the season restarts or once, I guess you guys weren't even able to kick off the season yet, right? So,
one game.
Did you? You guys had one game. So when we get back into the rest of the season, what are you most looking forward to?
Playing. Oh my gosh, I've been like missing it so much lately. I'm just like, dang, I just want to go to the field, kick a ball, play pickup or something. But I mean, especially where I'm at, there's always cops at the field, so it's like that's tough right there. But I definitely miss just playing and being in the environment again. Of just, it gets boring when you're just by yourself all the time. But I definitely miss being in the team environment and just playing.
Yeah. So the next question that I've got is, what are your daily routines like on non-game days and then on game days?
That's tough. I'm a very kind of meticulous person. I do everything like by the hour, especially on game days. I mean, obviously it depends home and away, but definitely when I'm home, I kind of never set an alarm. Wake up, drink a big bottle of water, have breakfast. Through the day, staying hydrated. Usually, I just kind of kick back and relax throughout the day. It's more when it gets closer to game time that that pregame meal. I always try and have the same meal, which is just kind of a salmon with some sweet potato and some vegetables. And then right after my pregame meal, I take a nap, take a shower, head to the stadium. And then there kind of gets into just putting on the right music and just preparing for the game. And then off the field, it's just, kind of similar, just kind of we have training, get there an hour before, do your pregame stuff. And then after, you do your rolling out, stretching, go back, have lunch, wait a couple hours. Then I like to go to the gym again and just kind of do corrective exercise, making sure I'm maintaining strength and things like that. Having dinner and then just things like that. The extra time I try and read, I try and do something educational.
I love it. So next question, I really love this question, is what are your favorite cleats?
Oh gosh, I'm not the right person. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not big on these ones. I do prefer Adidas for sure. I always wear Adidas. I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm a big Messi fan, so whatever he's wearing, which I'm sure everybody knows, those are the ones I'm gonna try and wear.
I love so I grew up playing soccer and I love those. I'm not good with names, but those throwback Adidas cleats. It's like, I think they're like red and black, and they had like that little tongue with like the band, and you kind of put it over the cleat.
Yeah. I know
right?
exactly.
I see. I don't know the name. I had those growing up. We posted a picture of, I think it was Jaime Moreno the other day on DC United's Twitter, and I think he was wearing those cleats, and I was like, those are such a throwback, and those are my absolute favorite.
Yeah, we got to bring them. Hey, you know what? If you find me a pair, I'll rock them for you.
Yes, I gotta go search online now. So next question I got for you is, last question. Any hobbies outside of soccer?
Oh, for me, hobbies. Wow. I'm very interested in business. So I kind of read a lot of business books. I take online classes, especially right now, that kind of revolve around business. That might be boring to some kids, but I think it's important to just continue your education even when you're a professional player. Maybe more fun hobbies that people. Wow, no, just starting to realize I might be a boring person. I think watching other sports. I love basketball, like I said, so I'll definitely put that on TV. I like to read. I like cooking. There we go. I like cooking. It was my dad's birthday the other day. I made a paella, so that was fun. But yeah, I'll go with that, cooking. There we go.
So I got a couple questions coming out of all these answers. So first, what's your favorite thing to cook?
Paella.
Okay. And then what was my next question? Oh, if you weren't a soccer player, what would you be doing? So you said you love business. You're doing all the business stuff. Would that play a factor?
Oh, for sure. I'd probably try and own my own cafe or something like that.
How come? Why a cafe?
I love coffee, and I think it's always a good place, especially that kind of a chill coffee place. You get to go and just talk. And I love talking with people, and it's a place people come, feel comfortable. They might study, they might talk business. It's just a place you go with your friends and just kind of relax. And, I really enjoy that. Have brunch, things like that.
I love it. Oh, nothing beats a good brunch. So if you open up this cafe, I'm there for brunch.
Okay. No.
I love it. Well, those are all the questions I've got for you today. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Yeah, of course. No, that was fun. I mean, it was definitely an experiment for sure, but I had a great time.
Well, thank you. Stay safe and stay busy.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.